Hi, DelusionDispeller, to continue with my story about my life and my upbringing and all the things that I went through in a nutshell. Okay, while I was living with my grandmother, I tried to talk to people about my spiritual beliefs. And it didn't go over very well because my grandmother was Catholic and she decided that I should live with my aunt who taught religion and could set me straight, I guess. Well, while I was with my aunt, we had personality clashes. I attended a church and I met a girl who told me about a guy that was a Satanist. A year later, I met the guy and got involved with him. We broke up when he went into the Navy, and I was also with another guy around that time. And I was like 17 years old at this time. Soon after I found out I was pregnant, I went to the Crisis Pregnancy Center, and they hooked me up with a lady that I lived with for several years. During that time, I met my ex-husband and married him. We were married for 23 years. We had 3 children together, plus my child that was born before we got married. There was a lot of abuse in the beginning years with my oldest daughter, and it started lessening as my children got older and became psychological, emotional abuse. My stepdad eventually passed away, and he was diagnosed with bipolar, paranoid schizophrenia, I think borderline personality, a bunch of different personality disorders and disorders in general, OCD, OCPD, and it really explained a lot for me that it really wasn't me that was just this bad person that would never measure up. So when I talk about psychological things, I'm not just talking about education that I've learned or research I've done. I lived it. I know a lot firsthand and how it feels and what it's like growing up as the victim in those type of situations. Now, during my marriage, my eldest daughter, as I said, was pretty much abused before I finally stepped in and said it's not going to happen anymore. My next daughter born showed signs of behavioral issues. My third daughter struggled with school and was homeschooled. My youngest is a social butterfly and tried to hold the family together by being the joker child. She was very disillusioned when I left her dad. Just to let you know, my oldest daughter is in the mental health field. My next daughter works at a store. And my third daughter down, she's studying to be a hairstylist, and she works at a shoe store. And my youngest daughter is very much a social butterfly, like I said. She wants to be a doctor when she's older. So my daughters are pretty much doing well. 3 of them don't live with me, 1 of them does. Okay, so that brings me back to my story. After 23 years of marriage and a lot of counseling, a lot of tears, a lot of begging people in the church to step in and try to make my husband at the time understand that he needs to be a godly man and treat me well and whatever, years of frustration, years of having the children turned against me, etc. I finally left my ex-husband and lived in shelters and a transitional housing situation with my youngest daughter, who at the time was 10, and she was 12, I believe, by the time I met my new husband. So this is why the gap is there in the videos that I made that you might have noticed. I was living in shelters, and I didn't even want to bring a camera in the shelters, let alone try to film anything there. I was afraid people would know that I had a camera and try to steal it from me. Okay, so in 2006, while I was still in my former marriage, I started college, and my major was child development back then, at which point I changed my mind and decided I didn't want anything to do with that type of classwork. I didn't like it. So then I went into medical assisting, and again decided that was not where I belonged, and finally decided on my major of psychology, which brings me up to now. I got my bachelor's degree, and I met my current husband, who urged me to get my master's degree, which I graduated with in 2013. I earned both magna and summa cum laude honors in school, and I did very well. I invested in my education, and therefore I have no problem requesting payment for my life coaching services. I know some people have insisted that I make a way to reimburse, that I make a way for them to reimburse me for my help. and others have a fit when I tell them that I charge. But the truth is, I've come to know that I have a right to monetary support as much as any other therapist does. So although I will work with anyone who wants help, I'll work on things financially with you. If you can't afford the charges, I will work with you. I never refuse to help anybody unless they have issues that I can't help. Which I'm not Houdini. I can't totally transform your life for you. I can work with people that are able to work with me, but if there's mental issues or things that you're going through that are out of my league, I will be the first to tell you, sorry, this is not working out. You're going to need to go find an in-person therapist. And most of the time I'll urge you to do that along with talking to me, because I'm a life coach. I don't consider myself a therapist. Okay, anyways, I will continue to request payment for my services. If this is offensive, please do seek a local therapist, where I am told that a lot of them charge way more than I do. So if this is a problem, please, feel free to seek other therapy. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I'm a life coach, but I believe that it's perfectly okay and I'm within my right to request payment for my services. So anyhow, that tells you a little bit about me, and I wanted to tack that last part on there because there has been issues about it, and I just wanted you to know where I stood on it. And somebody had mentioned that I should probably say that up front, so now I have. There shouldn't be any more problems with it, and if there is, I don't know what to tell you. It's just how it is. I have to live too, and eat, and pay bills, and all that stuff that all of you do. So, as always, if you have problems and you want a session, please write me at DelusionDispeller@gmail.com. Send me your comments, your questions, etc. I always look forward to hearing from you, and if it wasn't for you, I would not have a channel. So continue to watch my videos if you will. Continue to watch my weight loss journey. I'm doing very well, by the way. I will show you a quick view of what's going on now. As you can see, the belly has shrunk quite a bit. Whoops, I'm walking the wrong way. See? I don't have too much longer to go, but I do have some to go. So thank you for your prayers and your well thoughts and all the good things that you do and are. Thank you again for watching Delusion Dispeller. Sorry for the glass glare. It's one of the burdens of wearing glasses, and this is the only place I had to film tonight, so hopefully it wasn't too distracting. Anyway, God bless you. I care about each and every one of you and hope to hear from you soon. Bye for now.